A morning routine is said to boost happiness, increase productivity, reduce stress levels, and get you groomed and settled for the day. It's about getting started on the right foot. A morning routine allows you to start your morning with intention rather than letting the day run away from you. You control the day. The day doesn't control you. This positive feeling on being on top of being on things results in a positive feeling that affects your entire day. So what does that mean? It means when you get going on that right foot, when you start off with positivity, the likelihood that it's going to stay positive is much higher. When you've been there before, when the first thing I thought there was, oh crap, I don't want to, oh bummer, I wish I could just sleep. Those types of feelings will be affecting the rest of the day. You will be repeating more negative feelings, and this is why we need a morning routine. I struggled with this so much until I had this morning routine that got me up beforehand, that got me on the right foot. And also, the author, Hal Elrod of The Miracle Morning, says, a focused, productive, successful morning generates a focused, productive, successful day, which inevitably creates a successful life. And that's what we're trying to do, is get a successful lifestyle, health and fitness lifestyle. You see, in fact, most entrepreneurs and leaders throughout history cite their morning routine as a large contributor to their success. But it's not just entrepreneurs and leaders that benefit from a morning routine. We all can. Because the perfect routine that makes you happy and productive is going to be about you. This is why we've been doing everything and asking these in-depth questions. Figure out what you like, what you're grateful for, all this type of stuff. You see? Because we're trying to find that routine that makes you happy and you productive all day. And most of the time, getting into this program, it's just that you haven't found yours. You've struggled maybe with a couple others, but not yours. And now this is why we're going to be building yours based off you. All right? So rather than give you a specific one-size-fits-all morning routine, this program, gives you some recommendations and options. You then can integrate them with your action plan, see which ones benefit, and also form your schedule with them as well. You get to choose what makes sense for your life, with your personality, what motivates you, your goals, your desires, your circumstances, obstacles, your action plan. So now that you have that action plan of things that you may need to do, a lot of those things probably could start your day off with them. You know, whether it be a workout, whether it be, reading a book, whether it be studying, whatever it may be that gets you to feel accomplished. It could be as little as just making your bed. Because it just says, job well done. You always get to tick that off. There's somebody famous that used to talk about that, but just that first thing goes accomplished, okay. And usually if you are like that, starting like that, you're going to be a task accomplisher. You see? But it'll probably only help with the person that likes and gets happy off of achieving tasks, not just helping people or whatever it may be. So just a few things to keep in mind before I start labeling off some things, and as you start going through this, because by all means you don't need to be on the video. I'm just going to be highlighting, taking the form and all the written word below to a little bit further level, but just a few things to keep in mind when you're forming these things. All right, you're going to want to find one or two things, all right, 3 max really, that you feel that will work for you to get you on a roll, to get you going for a quick win, and that you can build up from there. Too many times, building up to 8 things, all that stuff, people give up. It's a make or break thing, and they're usually breaking because 8 things is too much. They were doing 0 things. Granted, they want to be doing 8 things, but that could be more of a long-term goal than a short-term goal. Work up to it. You see, you could be adding other goals, long-term goals, lifelong goals, dreams, by all means, could be lifelong goals, things that you just never think could happen, but if everything happens perfectly, it may just happen. You see, it's just always another thing, trying to figure out what you want, all right? So, like I said, don't put too much on your plate, all right? You don't want that uh-oh feeling, because then you just won't do it. You won't do anything, all right? But you're then going to be adding one thing in here and there when it's easy, when it's just becomes second nature. That 21 days makes a habit thing. Whenever it's really your habit, whether it's 2 days, 10 days, 100 days, you can add another thing. Maybe nothing needs to be added. Everyone's different, all right? So after keeping it simple, all right, I should write that down. First thing we're going to do is keep it simple. 1 to 3 things for the morning routine, all right? If you already have morning routines, you can go ahead and write them down, but this 1 to 3 is additional activities. Additional. Sure, why not? All right, so that's all you're going to be adding. Then these are the things that are identified in your action plan, all right? So second, you're then going to want to take a test drive. Test drive. Why do we want a test drive? Once you settled on the few concepts that you'll think that work, the 1 to 3, you need to try them for a few days before you decide if it does or does not work. Whether first week, do it for the 7 days. All right, could be 3 days. Maybe you just hate it right away, throw it out, whatever. You see, but like with any habit, they say you need at least that 21 days, like I said, so something sticks. So really, I recommend going a little bit longer than that, but maybe there's just so many things you want to get done. Maybe something's too big for you. We can figure that out 3 days. If you don't do it right away, maybe that's a indicator, but 1 to 3 things. So if you do 3 and you find out you're just doing 1, after the first week, we just start with that 1 again, get a win, and then we'll go to 2. It's a progression. We're keeping it simple, and we're taking a test drive, all right? So the next one is set a reminder. All right? Put something in place, pull out an alarm clock, pull out somebody to call you, whatever your resources, pull them out, all right, that reminds you of this morning routine. All right, there's multiple apps that do all this, and there's also things that you can do. You can make notes, the first thing you can see, whatever it may be that reminds you to do this. And you won't always have to have that reminder. It could just be, Aaron, can you remind me, please? Oh, maybe I'll think of ways for you. Could you help me figure out ways? I'm always there to help, all right? So after you figure out your reminder, we need to integrate, all right? We're then going to integrate. What are we integrating? So we're going to find ways to integrate your morning routine into what you're already doing. So rather than adding more things on your to-do list, you can also double up, finding activities that are covering multiple systems of your body, all right? So you're gonna be already waking up, brushing teeth, you're gonna be doing, feeding yourself, you're already gonna be doing those things. So your morning routine now could be added, if you're already eating, you now could add an additional 10 minutes to log the food that you're going to be eating for the day. That's something I highly recommend. You then just look over what you're going to be eating that day, maybe going through your refrigerator, whatever it is. Maybe you do this on a further end scale. Maybe you do it the night before. We'll get in that with the evening routine, as all these mentions can be evening routine, part of your health and fitness routine. These are just options, a menu, all right? But what we're really trying to do is integrate them. So therefore, we're finding that path to least resistance. Since you're already making food, now we can just make the right food So if you don't know how to do that, then the only thing we need to do is have a research time before that, a logging time. So that becomes your morning added activity. So you see, so we're going to be trying to find what helps you. All right. And also, when creating a morning routine, very, very important, don't forget about the weekends. So a lot of people may have weekends that they eat more, refeed, want to eat more. Maybe they don't want to do that and it just is happening. Whatever it may be, you got to make sure that your morning routine isn't just something that's during the week and then you come off of it. It can, but a lot of times it then won't stick to it. You simply sleeping in longer on the weekends than the daytime will just make you groggy in the morning. Everything gets thrown off. All right. So keep in mind that weekend. All right. So also understand that a routine will only come a routine if it's easy. A routine has to be easy because that's what makes it a routine. It's what you are routinely doing because that is the path of least resistance that you found at that moment to get where you want to be or experience the comfort that you are experiencing. So make sure that you keep all of it in mind and it's not just a make it break it weekend thing, all right? So moving forward, let me erase this up here. We are now going to go through some quick options. They're not going to be really quick. This might be a long video, so you don't need to watch it all if you just want to go through the menu right away. But like I said, I'm going to be explaining them one by one. Not really, well, I'll be explaining them all. Some of them may need more explanation, some of them won't need any. But this is just for everyone just to repeat one more time that, hey, if you know what's going on, try to fill it yourself out. If you don't want to read it, pay attention to this video because it's too long. By all means, say, hey, Aaron, I'd like to help. I got my goals. I got my obstacles. What do you think would be a good morning routine? By all means, just reach out to me, all right? This program is not supposed to substitute for me. It's supposed to help you and enhance me. It's supposed to have me show up more for you, not instead of showing up for you. You understand? Just bear that in mind. I just need to keep reiterating that all the time, all right? So the first one, so I split up, let me go step back before I say the first one. I split these up from an integrative wellness principles, kind of just like a typical how people would break things up when they think of a human. So that is mind, spirit, heart, body. These are different areas that you can focus on because if you're struggling in a physical area, maybe it's a mental thing that's making you struggle. Maybe you're got a sound mind on things, you seem to have a grip on it, you know what's going on, you seem to be somewhat in shape, at least you always thought, your body's there, your heart's saying do it, but something's just off with your spirit. And maybe that's what you need to start addressing, and that's what makes the huge boom. And that's why I broke these up in 4 different ones. They'll overlap each other. They'll be able to do different things, but eventually you may have one in each one. You may not need every part because each one's double dipping, but I broke them up in just these areas just to further try to help and categorize and help you out to really see where you're struggling at. And if you figure out that a lot of your things in the mind is helping you, great. Maybe we observe that area. So let's go and we'll start with mind. Oh man, I really need to get a new pen, right? After this video. I won't do another video without this. Sorry guys. Mind. So put simply, this has to do with your mentality, including your thoughts, your goals, your hopes, your dreams, your desires, your plans, all right? So if you haven't been able to find time to do any part of the program, this is an excellent time to do so, all right? So once you're done with this program, you'll spend more time diving through this. You can take time in your morning to dive through this. It's an excellent time because as you're going through this, if you're claiming you don't have time to do things, maybe you can free up this program, all right? On the program. I don't know what's going on here. All right, I think I need to go find another marker, so we'll pick up in just a moment. All right, now that I got another marker, so let's go back to it. So we'll first start off with the first section, your mind. All right, so as I was saying, put simply, this has to be with your mentality, including your thoughts, goals, hopes, dreams, desires, and plans. So if you haven't found time to be able to do any part of the program, the morning is an excellent time to do so. Once done with this program, the time that you spent on that program will then be able to be applied to other things, all right? So the program is actually designed to start as the only thing you're doing. Then as you move through, you'll consistently adjust and have more time for each one of the processes. So through this entire program, you've identified your goals, the action plan to achieve them, either in the morning or whenever evening. You must review your goals and action plan beforehand before you can see which ones are the best, because remember, we want to integrate them and really get them going. So without more further ado, I'm now going to give you options in the mindset, in the mind area, but also other areas as well, all right? So there will be more in an assignment later on for you to put all these things together, but this right now is to get you to start thinking of the things and really analyzing what you can put in the morning off your action plan to make your morning routine, all right? So the first one is simply what we're doing in the program, set goals. All right? Because if you put up 1 to 3 post-it notes every morning, that action plan, whatever it is, the most important you have for the day is something to focus on. That's why we focus on our why. All right? So often, and make sure everything aligns so we don't get sidetracked. And since it's only 1 to 3 things, it allows ability for things to come up. Too many times, too many people are setting goals that dictate their whole life, when really it should just be 1 or 2 at a time. That's why we're going through this step by step by step. So even with goals, you can make a list, a to-do list, whatever it may be, to get off your mind. Sometimes at night or waking up or whenever, we worry that we forget things. You know, we forget the next step. We get sidetracked when something happens. If we made a list of what needs to be done beforehand, the likelihood that it's going to actually happen increases itself. So with that list is the next one, which is just create a plan or a schedule. This is the same thing. These are all obviously set goals, make a list, schedule. They all involve the same thing. You see, if you create that plan and you know you have a hectic day coming up, plan for it. You see, integrate your to-dos list to make sure that you're keeping up with what's going on in your life and the to-do list. And if you can't get it done, just know why. Maybe you have to do more the night before or later, just forego it. At least you're not beating yourself up. All right, and another one that we could do is read. Because like if you could read for 30 minutes at a time, I personally read the Bible in the beginning, calms me down, it takes care of my spirit, just many different things. But starting off any type of book, if you were to write, or should I say, if you started right now and you read a page a minute, 10 minutes a day will turn into obviously 3,650 minutes, pages as well. And after that, you've read 12 300-page books. That's if you just do 10 minutes a day. And for someone that can't find any time to read, you're now reading a book a month. And you're feeling awesome about it. So understand that this is how other things can come across as well. You start slow, you think this is dumb or this isn't doing anything, and the next thing you know, you're doing things that you never thought possible, simply by zooming out. Too often we zoom too far in, and that's what Y2 Fitness does, is help you zoom out. So let's keep on continuing. Now we're down to the next one, which is the spirit. Because obviously that set goals can be starting off with, I'm so sorry that the audio is not in. I'm not going to go record that again, but let's pick up from here. All right, we're back. So hopefully the audio is a lot better. I apologize for that. Maybe I just blasted your ears from switching I'm really sorry. I'm sure I'll be recording this video once, but I'm getting as much done as I possibly can, and this little quality burp doesn't mean anything to you or your results, so I'm not going to concern or waste time. So we're moving forward, and now we're with spirit. So that was first the mind. Remember, these are all just options. So the spirit is anything related to your why, and a feeling, an inspiration, which means in spirit. So while it doesn't have to convey religion, it may for you. It does for me. So it's more about what you need to feel connected to something deeper, bigger, higher, whatever makes you feel most connected to yourself, all right? Whatever that may be, because let me first just say something that's not on the written word, but when you are connected to yourself, that inner self, that why, that much higher level, that's when the unexplainable happens. That's when the person gets to do what they want and get what they want. That's what really happens, is when you just live that stress-free, just floating feeling. And when you're connected with that why, that spirit. So just give you some examples for this area. We can start off just simply with the why exercise. If you haven't been able to keep your why exercise up, or you didn't have time to do it in the first place far enough, or you're having trouble to keep pushing it, whatever it may be, this is simply you reflecting. All right, so keep going over your goals and all the different weaknesses and asking why. That can be part of your morning routine. And that will help you just connect with you, start you off on the right foot, and get you to where you want to be. So the next one is meditation or prayer. I say or because in my 2 cents, meditation is just a cheap knockoff of prayer, but in general, if you don't believe in that or any of that stuff, that's okay too. And it's what you believe. This program's about you. So with that, some may thinking, yeah, I love my morning meditation. Well, some might say, what the heck is that? Yeah, right. All right. So there's so many different apps that you can try different forms of meditation. Headspace, Calm, mindfulness app, all those, also I included in the text some guides with those meditations as well. So that can help you out, be more aware. Let me just explain it. The best way I could explain it is a lot of people think meditation is emptiness or something like that, or lack of thought. For me, it was never that. It was just me being observant. It was me, instead of trying to run through the crowded highway or sort out the cars or any of that stuff, it simply was just observe the cars, just sit in one spot. And just taking that time over time allowed me to then clear up all the different inputs and really focus on what the task is at hand. But also with me, I had the combination of that meditation as well. I had the eureka out of moments with the prayer, because prayer is focused and guided meditation. You can almost achieve all 4 parts. If let's just say you're like my mother and walk and pray at the same time, because now prayer can help the matters of the goals. It can also adjust the heart as well. You'll notice more about that. It's just, you see it also taking care of the physical because she's walking. So, and also the spirit, mind, spirit, everything. So that's how you can hit different areas. You see, because in the Bible, it states multiple times to meditate on the word, him, love, etc., or etc. To learn more about this viewpoint, though, because I don't want to get into this. This isn't me pushing my viewpoints on you. You can contact me, ask more about it. Like I said, I'm here to ask questions and learn about you, so I'm here to help. So let's just keep going. We can be in nature. When you're in nature, you start noticing the colors of the trees and the sky. After you're taking that walk, you can smell the air. There's negative ions that are said to be, flowing from negative water. The ground itself is emitting energy. There really is energy happening everywhere. Decay, life, growth, death, everything is cycling right now. So being observing and getting outside of yourself and observing that there's a mechanism, a process going on that's extremely beautiful. You might be able to then start connecting to your beautiful process that makes you you, and get a hold of that to push you a little bit further. So that last one, I already stuck up on it. You got your religious study. This is a little bit different than your prayer because it's study. You can take notes, better yourself, whatever it is you feel that you're called to do. The Bible states to seek him first. So this is the whole reason behind morning routines, in my opinion, and also why so many greats consisted on that morning routine. Because religion seeks to explain why we exist. So it's only proper to reflect on this, the first thing, to keep perspective. And that's just me. So now let's go to the next one. It's not just me, but it's my opinion. It's my response and my results, should I say. So last one is heart, or third one is heart. So this is about your feelings, emotions, and relationships. All right. So notice these all kind of blend together. But here are some things you can do in the morning that might help with your emotional well-being. So the first one is the gratitude list that I had you do. Just simply starting in the right place, knowing what's going on. I've explained this in the gratitude assignment. Starts you off right, keeps you on the right foot. So then the next thing is, just go hug your family, hug a friend, a pet, something. Hugging boosts oxytocin levels, the love hormone. It increases serotonin, which elevates mood and creates happiness. It strengthens the immune system, boosts self-esteem, lowers blood pressure, balances the nervous system, and releases tension. Put simply, hugging makes you feel good. So find something or someone to hug. It's only a few seconds and it can put you in a positive mood for the day. But just all kidding of hugs, whatever, around, but really you're a human. Humans aren't humans without other humans. We crave touch. It's a necessity. It's what thrives babies and keeps them from being less stressed. And we're no different now. We need others, and that's what we're here to connect with each other, to connect with ourselves, so we can connect with others in our family at a greater level and really show up powerful for them. So understand that touch has such a huge thing. So if you're by yourself, if you're all alone too often, maybe that's the thing that just is why you're emotionally eating, why you're struggling so much. So please, if that's you, find a way, whether go to an adoption center for pets, a shelter. You'll be able to, you'll have that love. People then will be around you sharing that common love for pets. All right. So just continue that. Connect with a family, friend, member, anyone that makes you feel happy. Like I just explained, it's being around other people. You need to be around other people. And then the last one is just identify what makes you feel good. Feel good. What is that? What makes you feel good? And that's why I ask so many questions, because I don't know. It's you. So if you know and identify what makes you feel good, do more of that. Do what makes you more joyous, more excitement. Whether it be meditation, yoga, breath work, connected, walking, drawing, singing, listening to music, whatever it may be, do it. So then the last one, which we're going to get so much more into this in the activity level, but by all means, it's body. So clearly there's morning routines, health and fitness routine, evening routine. Health and fitness is your life. It can be in the morning, it can be at the end of the night, whatever it is. It's just those are broken down like that because those are the 3 times of the day, the beginning, the end, which should be repetitive. And then the daytime should have some repetitiveness to it, but it doesn't have to be daily. You see, and because you're not closing out, waking up at the proper time and the same time doing the same things allows your body to get used to that and then become efficient at it. And if it's good stuff that you're doing, it then becomes easy for you to do, and you are now naturally producing the good things that it provides, and then allows you to do more and more and more all the other times of the day. And that morning routine can adapt just like everything else. You can change it, it can evolve. So Here's some things that I just super recommend as well. I'll tell you when I super recommend it. But the very first one is drink water. It's obviously the very first change element, and you'll learn why. But before you reach for that 1 cup of coffee, reach for something that hydrates you. It's probably one of the healthiest things you can do, because water is the most important element of change and life. So try to drink a cup or two the first thing in the morning, because that right there puts you in perfect state to start moving things. It gets you going. And most people, 75% of Americans, live in a constant state of dehydration, so this will put you forward, and you'll be learning about that next goal soon. So the second one is review MyFitnessPal. I already kind of put this with the goals, see how they kind of go over. Whatever. You know, go over for what you're doing. Eat that good breakfast. Prepare the food for the day, you know. You're going to be logging now, as of this week, already for 2 weeks. So you're somewhat learning what you're doing, you see. But no one said you have to do it this way or that way. You know, you don't have to eat in the morning. Doesn't matter. No one said that you have that. Yes, breakfast is the most important meal, but that no one said you had to eat it in the morning. It's when you break your fast. It's the first thing you put in your mouth after not having anything for a while. So this morning time is very important to get those right foods. Review what you're getting for the day for success. You may do your workout maybe in the morning. First things first. Some people choose to work out first thing in the morning, and it's the only time they can do so. You know, you can take a simple walk, go to the gym, but whatever it is, that physical activity, there's no thing as wrong or right. It just needs to be balanced, and that's what we'll be addressing later on, all right? So, next one, stretch or foam roll. This is part of working out, and we're gonna be addressing this, but a lot of people are working out too much, or if they're not working out, they're inflexible, all this stuff. That stretching and foam rolling will help the veterans and the beginners alike. Both of them. Everybody. Trust me on that. So if you're not working out in the morning, maybe do that in the morning. Don't make it a second thought. If so, you want to do it, I'll be doing more videos, but YouTube video right now, just add it in there. Find it, put it in your action plan, whatever it is. We will be reviewing that. If it's wrong for you, it won't be wrong for long, trust me. So the next one is, like I said, brush your teeth, make your bed, whatever, brush your teeth. We already know that it doesn't take much explanation to do that. But brushing your teeth, there's so many diseases that can happen. You can die from infections of the mouth. And that right there is just going to get you started, getting going. Same with making your bed. I already mentioned this. Starts you off on the right foot, all right? So that right there happens to be most of the options. There's way more than that, and we can identify them as we go on, but I really wanted you to have that menu, me to go over through them, just to start you off, give you those options. But if you need more time, let me know. All right? So now it's going to be time to build your ultimate morning routine, all right? So you don't have to do it right at this moment, unless you want to, because you can go look at the evening routine through the health and fitness routine video, and then we're going to be putting those routines into your schedule. So you can wait until a later time, you can do it now, it's up to you. But when you're doing it, this is the information you're definitely going to want to be doing, or doing it, having it in mind, all right? So when you're building it, all right, remember that with anything, there's no one size fits all right? So you take your menu, you grab everything, and remember that you want to then when building it, you want to integrate what you're already doing. Remember that. I'm just saying it again, because you got to understand that if you're someone that thrives off of positive energy, you want to make sure that you're getting that positive energy and get that boost right away in the morning. You know, if you're someone that really thrives off having a plan or needs a plan, then create a plan for yourself. Get that Post-it note. You know, if you need to be physically exert yourself, go do that run or hike in the morning. If you need to think, find time to just chill. That's me. I need to hang out very first thing in the morning for at least an hour. It's just what works for me, you know, because my mind races. So I have that. So take a moment to think about what resonates with you the most of all these. So do you need 5 minutes or an hour? What feels like it's going to ground you or energize you? How much time does it need? How much time do you need? How much time can you give? I recommend only starting with only about a minute, 5 minutes most. But you may already have a 10-minute one you're just adding into it. So really look and see what gets you going. See what idea stood out. And then from there, you're then going to get on it and starting integrating those with your current schedule in the next one, all right? So no matter what, cross off yesterday from your calendar, all right? With any of these routines, remind yourself that another day in your life is gone. Great. Evaluate how you feel, consider what adjustments, and move forward. And you'll be filling out these weekly reviews very soon enough after we get our routines, and we'll be building it together. But right now, ask yourself the questions of what do you need? What do you want? What do you think you need? If you're just so lost, say, I'm so lost. I need your help. And I'm there to help, okay? Just I need you to act and ask for the help. See you in the next video.